In our second portion of our show today, I have with us Lois Kraft. Lois is our Pastoral Ministries manager, and she's here to give us an update on all of the goings-on in Pastoral Ministries.
Lots of goings-on. Thank you, Susan. It's wonderful to be here again.
Welcome.
It's always a pleasure, and yes, again, lots of goings-on. I'm sitting here with this spread of everything that we have for the month of December, and so let me just jump right in.
Jump in.
First, I'd like to just highlight for the residents all of some of the highlighted events that the faith communities have going on during the month of December. The first is that the Jewish community is sponsoring a movie called Cafe Society, and that is Wednesday, December 7th at 7:15 p.m. in Hunters Crossing Classroom. And the movie, I'm told, is a romantic comedy drama with music, and it's a spoof of 1930s Hollywood. So a lot of people...
I looked up the movie. It's a Woody Allen movie.
Yes.
It sounded a little more drama than comedy.
Okay.
But it sounded like
there's supposed to be some comedy, especially
classic Woody Allen kind of
yes,
stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
The next event is Green Spring Fellowship that meets on Monday nights is sponsoring the Faith Church Kingstown Choir, a Christmas cantata. And what they call it is I Can Hear the Prophet Calling. That's going to be on Monday, December 19th at 7 o'clock in the chapel.
I listened to that online last night
right?
Because as a child, cantatas at our church were kind of not very pleasant for children, kind of a lot of high voices and things I didn't understand. This is not your mother's cantata.
This is not my mother's cantata.
This has a very Appalachian flair and has some carols in it that you would understand, that you would actually recognize. It is very beautiful, so I would encourage people to go and listen to it.
Yes, thank you so much for that. The next event is the Village Church is sponsoring a Christmas Eve service on Saturday, December 24th at 7 o'clock in the chapel. That is organized by the Reverend Dr. Lynn Kalkworth. So for those of you who are interested and you're not able to go out to your particular church on that evening, you can stay right here and just walk over to the chapel. There will be a Hanukkah or Chanukah celebration on Tuesday, December 27th at 2:30 p.m. That one will be held over at Garden Ridge in the Garden Ridge meeting room on the first floor. Some information I'm told that originally went out said that it was going to be held on Saturday, but the correct day and date are Tuesday, December 27th.
So what is written here is incorrect. It's actually Tuesday the 27th.
It is actually Tuesday, December 27th at 2:30, again in the Garden Ridge meeting room. And let me jump over. And I'm going to go back now to a couple of things. And before I highlight some of the events that are being held by, specifically by Pastoral Ministries and the Interfaith Council, I just wanted to mention that the creche, also known as the manger scene, will be going up for the second year in a row. It will be going on the chapel grounds. That's right, kind of right underneath in front of the chapel dove window.
Good.
That's where it will rest this year. And what we did is we made arrangements for it to go up on Monday, December 19th, and it won't be up as long as it has been in the past. It'll actually come down on Epiphany, which is Friday, January the 6th. So up on the December 19th, back down on January 6th. And we feel that that is a great way to do it so that everyone is happy and everyone's needs are met, and it's a wonderful display.
Excellent.
Now let me go to the Pastoral Ministries events. The next event that we have that's actually Pastoral Ministries and the Interfaith Council is Human Rights Day, and that will be held this coming Thursday, December 8th at 2:30 p.m. in the Village Square Theater. We're looking forward to that event. Our guest facilitator is Brent McBurney, who is an attorney. He is president and CEO of Advocates International, and they're located in Alexandria, Virginia. And I just wanted to mention to people the information in terms of Advocates International that they have as their mission statement, and that is that Advocates International is involved in encouraging and enabling advocates to meet locally, organize nationally, and cooperate regionally and link globally to promote justice, rule of law, religious freedom, reconciliation, and integrity.
What a wonderful mission statement. That's a great mission statement.
It's a wonderful mission statement, and I think that he will bring a wealth of knowledge, great discussion. So he'll do his presentation. I know that he has a 5 or 6 minute video that he will use to begin the session, and then present, and there'll be lots of time for Q&A. So I think that that's a good session, again, organized with the Interfaith Council and Pastoral Ministry. So encourage people to really come out. This is the second time that we've done Human Rights Day. The Interfaith Council decided that there would be 3 key events that we would do as a council together every year, and then we add on a few others.
So that's this Thursday at 2:30 p.m., open to everyone.
Open to everyone. Please come. Please come.
Good.
Our second event for the month of December, it will be held on December the 14th. And sponsored by Pastoral Ministries. Its topic is Sacred Aging. And our guest speaker is Rabbi James Kahn. He was here with us last month, and he did something on when the walls come tumbling down, dealing with our broken pieces. But he is with the Jewish Social Service Agency, and that is Wednesday, December 14th at 10:30 p.m. And that one will be held in the Green Spring Chapel. So we want people to come out and be a part of that. Some of the issues that he will be addressing are issues related to aging, and he calls it eldering. Some issues like practicing forgiveness, the art of grandparenting, and I think in some cases great grandparenting, and letting go of resentment, and just a perspective on aging. You know, it's interesting for me being in this community to talk with so many people, I mean, from ages 60 plus up to, 100.
Right.
And hear various perspectives, great discussion. So I think that by Rabbi Kahn coming into the community and having this even a sacred discussion, if you want to call it
now,
that.
Is this going to be just a speaker or also a discussion event?
It's a speaker plus discussion.
Good.
So people can ask questions throughout his presentation. It will be somewhat informal. His style is he's very laid back, lots of humor that he interjects in the discussion. So I think it'll be well worth attending.
So not such a serious discussion, just
not
saying,
so serious.
Here, this is a concern, and you can ask your questions about it.
You can ask your questions, and you can even give some answers because, he's a younger age.
Oh, so he has a lot to learn also.
He has a lot to learn. We all have a lot to learn, but I think that in just talking about it, sometimes it's just to put things out there so you can just talk about them, and you learn from listening and hearing each other's stories, and I think that's
maybe
so
to learn
important.
that you're not the only one with the concern.
You're not the only one. That's right. That's right. And then I think lastly, the last Pastoral Ministries event for this month, let me see, is on Wednesday, at least December 21st. Thank you. I'm flipping my paper around here. And that one is, I've been excited about this one too. It's called Comparative Mysticism. And our guest speaker is the Rabbi Benjamin Shalva, and he also has an affiliation with the Jewish Social Service Agency. He is actually based here in Virginia, but his bio says that he's a writer, rabbi, yoga instructor, meditation teacher, and spiritual guide, born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm
looking a little skeptical here. Comparative mysticism?
Comparative mysticism. mysticism.
What is that?
It is looking at, if I don't know if you're familiar at all with some of the mystics, and mysticism.
Not so much.
Mysticism looks at, I guess, a way of thought in terms of how a person connects with the divine. And the method that you use to connect with the divine, it's more experiential, and there is they look at it more from a communion perspective with the divine. So it's really, really interesting. So
maybe this is something that people like me who are skeptical should go to and learn a different way of looking at things.
Yes. And I remember being, 10, 15 years ago when I was in divinity school, we studied some of the mystics, and some people might be familiar with the name Henry Nouwen, who just has done some wonderful writings, and they're very they're very focused inwardly and looking at how we connect with God or a supreme being. They're really interesting and different, but deep thought.
Interesting.
But very, very good. So I encourage you, and Rabbi Shalva will also be here later on next year. I think during the month of March, he's going to be doing something on Torah yoga, the religion of the body. So I am looking forward to that one as well.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Let's see, just a couple more things that.
Very quickly. We're
Sure.
nearly out of time.
Okay.
Talk quickly.
So just to let people know that coming in January, we have two Pastoral Ministries events that we want people to just have on their calendars, and more information will go out about this later. The first is Remembering and Living the Dream. This will be our third annual celebration honoring the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That one will be held on Tuesday, January the 17th in the chapel. And then the second January event will be the annual memorial service that will be held on Thursday, January 26th at 2 o'clock in the chapel.
Two good events to have on our calendars.
Two very good events.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Good. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're very welcome, Susan.
As usual, you've given us lots of good events to look forward to.
Thank you so much.
Through the next month.
My pleasure.
Okay.